Hey VC, it's Dean, back for the first time in a while. Decided to shoot a video as a thread response and a contest response to Tudor channel TuTurtle. I like your channel very much. Basically, I do like the turntable updates, the general ideas, things like hi-fi and everything. I don't think many people have done it before, and it sort of upgrades to the masses really. I mean, I've always been into hi-fi and upgrading. I've done everything from, I think my first system was like a Sony receiver. It was actually a home cinema receiver, some Wharfdale stereo bookshelf speakers, and I literally went from there, which was college, up to now, flipping between AV, hi-fi, swapping, upgrading systems. I've been through so many different things and so many cables and so many racks and things like that. It's unbelievable. Currently running, well, I was running two systems alongside each other, a full 7.1 surround sound system and a stereo system in a 3.5 by 3.5 meter room, which was obviously very crammed, along with all my DVDs, Blu-rays, records, CDs. So it was exceptionally crammed, and yes, let's say the home cinema system has gone by the by now. I did upgrade it and sell it all to upgrade a piece of my hi-fi equipment. So yeah, I'm very much like you. I do tend to buy a lot of my stuff new, but I'm very much upgrade bug like yourself. So which is why I like your channel so much. So to your contest and your questions. First question was if you could do any album into a sort of box set, super deluxe, what would it be and what would you have in it? So this is most probably one of my favourite albums. I was put onto it by a friend where I used to work a couple of jobs ago now, and in a chance conversation about it, he mentioned a guy, and I bought this album, and it's most probably one of my greatest discoveries as a recommendation, and this is Mr. Ryan Adams, and the album is Gold. This, to anybody that hasn't listened to it, is an amazing album. From start to finish, there's not a bad song on it, and a lot of people say that about certain albums, but there isn't really a bad song on this album at all. The album is what the title is, it's pure gold. It is an amazing album, and just all the tracks on it, basically classics are New York, but the Rescue Blues is one of my favourites. Answering Bell is quite good, but Gonna Make You Love Me More, Harder Now That It's Over is a very good track. And there's a bonus track for the UK, which is Rosalie Come and Go, which is I think is a very good track as well. This is most probably, is my favourite Ryan Adams album. I'm starting to get a few of his vinyl record releases, and I must admit, a few of you may watch my channel or Facebook know that I've sold collections in the past and started to get back into it. I don't currently have this on vinyl because I'm waiting for hopefully a box set. I'll pick it up, it's not expensive, but I did have the anniversary edition in my last collection when I sold it, so I do need to pick it up again. So my idea for a box set for this little beauty is basically obviously the album. I would like the album to be spread over 2 vinyl, 45 RPM, and at least 180 gram vinyl. I know some companies do 200, so let's see what happens with that. But what I would like to have is at least that. So 2 albums, 45 RPM, 180 gram at least, with a bonus LP. So 3 LP set with live material from this album. So his choice basically of live material he's done over his concerts, and I know he has done a lot of live material, especially including sort of this kind of era, but in general, you know, the man is a touring machine, and so that's what I would like the third LP to be. In terms of extras, additionals, things like that to make it somewhat special, this album was released in 2001, so I would like the albums to be limited to 2001, and being 3 LP with the cover in mind, I would like the albums to be red, white and blue, to correspond with the American flag, which is obviously on the front and back. So limited, numbered, coloured, and heavy pressing. If I could most probably pick any company to do it, I know obviously, and quite a few people, the prestige companies out there seem to be MoFi. MoFi have done the Love Is Hell box set, which I have, and I would be very, very happy if they did it. Another company would most probably be Analog Productions, who have done some outstanding box sets in the past. I have 2 of them, my Nora Jones box set and the Doors box set with Analog Productions, and they are stunning. They are very well pressed and stupidly good recordings, but then they are expensive. So I know they've started doing some platinum as well, so they're, you know, good in terms of quality, so it'd be nice to see that. In addition to the 3 LPs, I would also most probably like a CD copy of the album, most probably with a sort of a different finish to it, whether it be something like the front cover or something else, artwork that Ryan will pick out, but then also maybe a few more CDs and general things like favourite concert from a tour he would have done for it, and a live CD to go with it, so DVD, CD or Blu-ray and CD. But things like miniature tour posters and some general kind of postcards or anything for that kind of era, maybe replica ticket stuff from one of his, you know, sold out concerts or something like that. And I think the only other thing that I would really like in it would be a HD high resolution download. I'm not talking about FLAC or lossless and rip from a CD. I'm talking of higher quality than a CD, so, you know, like 192 a bit, something like, you know, those kind of things. So 24-bit, 192K, something like that. You know, just a stunning mastered recording of a download that we could, that I could have. I think the problem we tend to have as well is that we've not had a lot of HD tracks in the UK. Sort of recently been limited to things like Lynn, Name, few others, individual releases, It's like Burning Shed. Burning Shed, I'm pretty sure it's Burning Shed. I got it mixed up last time. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. The bit I'm looking at has got a mark on it. It's really lovely. But they did a lot of Blackboards are high HD downloads for Steve Wilson and Porcupine Tree, stuff like that. So I think it might have only been FLAC actually, but we now have HD Tracks UK, which is starting to grow, which is good. So hopefully more HD music to be had. So yeah, so that's my box set. It's one of my favourite artists is Ryan Adams, and it was a close thing to do the discography for him as well, but I thought I could do something a bit different. So I've had a look at what I was doing, and I thought Oasis, but no, Oasis have done a box set, and you know, people like that. I wanted to try and keep it maybe Britpoppy or indie, that kind of thing. But I came up with something else. I would really like this to be done at some point. One of my favourite bands of growing up when I first started to get into music was two albums I used to listen to quite a lot. I didn't like one of the albums to start off with because my friend listened to two albums religiously on tape and it sounded awful. But that was because he had a little crappy stereo and tape that was wearing out, worn out, wearing out. And the first band he listened to a lot was The Cure. I didn't really like it that much. I secretly liked it. But in a thread that was on Facebook the other day, he's like, is there certain things that you maybe don't like, do like because of your age? It was almost like, oh my god, I'm not in that category. But I did secretly like things like Love Cats and stuff like that. So, and I do like The Cure now, so it's sort of thrown up a bit and don't give a shit anymore. But yeah, so The Cure, and the other thing you listened to was U2. And I got into U2 more so when Acton Baby came out, which was one of my favourite CDs of all time. They've done a box set for that. And the other band that I really liked at the time was REM, and that is what I would like to have the box set discography done for. And just a simple discography. I'm not talking about really extras. If they wanted to make it limited numbered, that would be great. And I think with the recent video you've done, you mentioned flippers. I hate flippers. The not so long ago Ryan Adams live box set he did, which was a very reasonable price, limited, and he didn't overprice it. For the amount of albums you got in there was fantastic, and like you say, it was sold out within hours. The website crashed when I tried to get on it, and by the time it managed to get back again, they'd all gone within a day, two. When the confirmation of deliveries came, the flippers had this box set up for 350, 400, 500 pounds, and it was absolutely ridiculous. And you see it a lot in retail now. The scum is everywhere. I work in a big retail store in the UK that has a very prominent Christmas advert, and they do merchandise along with that, and these items sold out stupidly quick, and even though we were getting more in, the people was trying to sell them on eBay for triple, 3, 4 times the amount that they were available for. And the crazy thing is people were still buying them, even though some of these items were still available to buy at a fraction of the price. So yeah, it's one thing that does my tree and is flippers and people that sell for vast markups and literally don't buy for the music, just buy to sell it on basically at that cost. Now I will buy things that I think are going to be in good value, but I don't buy them to sell them, I buy them to have them. and I think that's the difference. You can buy as a collector and to have them, and just be in the fact that you have something in your collection that's worth more than what you paid for it. But to just to buy it to then instantly sell it, I really don't like. So the reason I picked REM is some of my favourite albums. So, but you've got the more, not the really recent ones, but the ones in between. So you're talking 90s, mid 90s onwards. So things like Monster, New Adventures of Hi-Fi, Up, Reveal, Around the Sun, Accelerate, and things like that. Some of them are becoming more difficult to find with lacks of repressings and things like that. New Adventures in Hi-Fi is very difficult to get hold of for any kind of reasonable money. You're always going to pay very high price. Some of them aren't too bad. Monster's getting more difficult. You can still get a good copy of it. I managed to pick one up for £15 from someone very close to where I live. They're very happy with that, so now it's gone exceedingly high. New Adventures in Hi-Fi, as I say, is very difficult. The other one that is most probably quite bad to get hold of it is Around the Sun. I had Around the Sun on vinyl and I bought it on CD. Part of my last collection, which I sold, and now if I wanted to buy it again, it's going to cost me 3 or 4 times the amount it did at the start. So a box set, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind if it started at let me just have a look, Out of Time onwards. But I think there's some good tracks before that. I've not really just explored the earlier stuff of REM. I came in at sort of Out of Time onwards. Automatic for People was a huge album for me. But I will be looking at their earlier stuff. And again, whether it would be done by someone special, like maybe MoFi, because they have started to do some of their earlier releases on MoFi Fidelity, would be quite nice. Just so you know that they were going to be good pressings, and so it wouldn't matter so much to me if they started at Out of Time onwards, up to date. Or whether they did the whole thing. It'd be nice to have the whole collection, to be honest with you, in one box, and obviously huge. And I think for that real reason, I most probably wouldn't want a silly amount of extras, anything like that. Maybe just a HD download of all the albums that were in there. Or as close to the masters as you could get, so you could have digital convenience vinyl, obviously, for when you were at home. So that is it. As I say, congratulations to Tudor, and I know that your channel is very popular, and you have a look at obviously your 100 subs contest. And I've said this in the past when I've done video responses, you always have a peak when you have contests, and certain people subscribe to your channel that you maybe didn't have before, and it just spreads. I think the last time I had a look, you were at like 170 odd, so you never know. Just after Christmas you may be able to do that 200 subs contest you wanted. And you might leave it obviously for a higher figure. Keep up the good work. In many ways we're quite similar in terms of the hi-fi side of things. I love to upgrade, I love to swap and change power cables, isolation platforms, isolation feet, all those kind of things, interconnect, speaker cable. I think you get some people, the VC goes crazy for vintage Vintage turntables I can understand, and there's a certain kind of quality and a certain kind of warmth to them, and in some ways some old turntables, old amplifiers and things like that were built like tanks. The problem is now that the market's peaking again. Again, a recent video for the thread response, supply and demand. That's what it comes down to. Vintage gear is becoming more popular, second-hand gear is becoming more popular. People are what started off to be a money-saving kind of thing is now fueling fire, basically. Same as vinyl. The resurgence in vinyl has most probably pumped the prices up a lot. But in the same way, the resurgence in vinyl has helped more albums get re-released and repressed. So, you know, the people that say, oh my god, I used to be able to pick this album up for like $1, or, you know, a few pounds or something like that, whereas no one had much interest in it apart from the die-hard. Now, you know, if it's a bit more reasonable, people know what it's worth, and supply and demand. You know, the supply is down with the 90s records and things like that, so your Oasis, your REMs, the originals like U2, pop, U2's pop is crazy scarce, and you know, things like that, it's, you know, it's gone a bit crazy in certain places. And there's another thread on the Facebook that doesn't it make you smile when you're going to spend sort of like £1,800 on an original and they announce they're going to do a repress of it. Yes, no. Repressings can be very difficult to judge. The originals are usually very good, and the repressings can be good, can be bad. So with the Oasis, a lot of people are saying that the repressings are a bit shoddy. Myself, I listened to the Definitely Maybe and I thought it was okay. I have the original, I have the repress, and yeah, for what it is, it's good. If you want the original, go and buy the original. It's going to cost you 2-3 times more. But yeah, so that was my response to TuTurtle contest, and a bit of extra rambling to boot. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good luck. Hope you have more contest responses and obviously more subscribers to the channel. Keep up the good work, mate. Hope to see you high five very soon. Cheers. Bye.